Yo, welcome back to On the Porch with Teray. It's been a while. I miss your smiles. We have with me today the principal of Johnson Elementary. No, let me correct that. Johnson STEAM Academy, right? Let's make sure we get
Correct.
this right, right?
Correct.
Johnson STEAM Academy. And we're going to we chat a little bit about what's going on with Johnson, right? So fill us in a little bit. Tell us what's going
on. Really, let me start how great things are actually going. We know that Johnson STEAM Academy has somewhat of a reputation. And we're doing everything here to change that reputation. And we are having an amazing year. This is my third year here. And in 3 years, finally, that's when a principal starts to be able to get their feet going, right, in a building. And we have made some really great systematic changes that right now our office referrals, for instance, right, are down 63% since the beginning of the school year.
Nice.
And much lower than the previous 2 years. We have an excellent behavior team that is really active around the building, and our students know the expectations. Our teachers are consistent and know the expectations, and so the building overall has a sense of calmness, which is great. But right, the really important thing is that we're learning. And so at the beginning of the year, we do this thing where you plan out, right? You make smart goals of how you want things to go, and we had a goal of 10% growth in our reading. Right now, at a mid-year check, we've already grown by 7%. So we're already so close to reaching our goal for the end of year. So I think that's just going great. Right? Our kids are learning.
At this point, you're probably gonna blow those.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't want to be too excited, but I just know that we're gonna exceed our expectations, which is great. We have one of the things about being a STEAM Academy, right, is that we get to focus on all the elements, right? Science, technology, engineering, art, and math. But for us, our A is bigger. And so art integration to really understand and grapple with content and use art. So she is doing amazing things in our building, and that is because we have this amazing magnet coordinator, Sarah Cosgrove, who really has helped to ensure that we are finding ways to have art integration in every way, shape, and form. Alongside that, everybody knows the district has adopted a model of instruction through instructional empowerment. And what that really focuses on is student teaming, getting our students to talk to one another. There's that saying, something that goes like, show me how to do this or whatever about teaching. But kids are becoming the leaders of their own education. And they're talking about the curriculum in deeper ways than what we could have imagined. Literally to hear students say, I respectfully disagree with you, and here's why, and able to say the exact reason why from the text. I never knew elementary kids could do that.
Right.
Yeah. And
right.
So
I don't even remember when I started to be able to
exactly
articulate ideas like that.
But we've heard that in as low as kindergarten, right? We've heard kindergarten say that, or they'll do the hand signals, which means agree. Oh, I agree. So we have kids, using their words to demonstrate their knowledge and then to actually deepen their understanding of our curriculum. So, that's just a couple of things that, that's just a handful of things that we're doing here. We have a high number of new teachers this year, and the energy that they're coming in with is great. Showing up so early to be here, ready for our kids and loving on our kids. And so that is, and then a mixture of that with our veteran staff who, the long haulers, I like to call them, right? Our flagship team of teachers who've been here a long time, always looking at ways to reach our kids. Yesterday, for instance, I walked into a classroom to do an observation of a teacher, and I was a little taken aback because she had a Viking hat on. And, okay, because they were talking about the Vikings, and she was wearing a Viking hat very proudly.
Right.
But that's the kind of education our kids are getting, um, and just that excitement for education, that excitement for learning, is so visible in our building, and our scores are showing that, right? And I think that it's an exciting thing to already be at 7% growth. We want to go as far as we can, right? But to already see that this at this point of the year is just, it feels really good. And it feels like all the hard work that this staff has put into everything. I mean, it just feels really good, and we're in such a good place. We're like at that sweet spot.
Right.
Sarah Cosgrove said you're like at that sweet spot on the trampoline where you can just get that right height. That's where it feels like we are. So it just feels really good.
Right. Right. Uh, right now, we're looking to try to make sure that we keep the schools open. What can the neighborhood and the neighbors and the people that live closest to the school, what can we do to help make sure that we supporting Johnson STEAM?
I think sharing the stories, right? I think whether it be stories that you had from the past, good stories that you had from the past, and what you're seeing now, I think that's the big thing. We know that Cedar Rapids Community School District is in a deficit, and I understand, and it's not great that we have to close schools. I think that's something that we do have to address. But I think the best thing that the community can do is come together, be vocal in a respectful way about what this building or one of the other buildings means to them. Um, but understanding that no matter what, we are at budget constraints, and so if trying to figure out how to balance that, I think Johnston is a special place. I think that Johnston's more than just an educational institution. I think we know that Johnston serves many people during the summer for food, right?
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
our building is open for meals, breakfast and lunch to everyone that comes. We know that Johnson created a food bank just recently because we knew that there was a need, and so I think being able to share that is important. I think um, being an advocate for the school being is school, showing up when necessary. We know there's board meetings coming up. Um,
Okay, we had some people watching. All right, look like we did keep going. All right, I'm a do a quick check, see just how much we got done. Um, for you that are watching, it would be really helpful if you can just send me a comment and let me know if how much you got, how much this interview you got before I have to do it all over. I really don't want to make her have to do it all over again. She got a little bit kind of emotional. It was real close. It was real close, right?
Real close.
It was real close. But we held it together. We held it together, and we know how we can be about things like this. So if I can get you to just comment how much of this interview you got, that'll be really great. Because I cannot tell how much of it went through. Oh, let's do it this way. Okay. Okay. All right. It looked like we got it. It looks like we got it, man. If you did get it all, I am gonna do. I am gonna ask you to go over one more time um, the things that we're doing here at JSA, and how we're the positive impact we're making on the community.
So I think that our building is making on the community. I think, well, one, like I said, right, during the summer, we provide meals for anyone that comes for breakfast and lunch. Our building, we created a food bank for our students, which right directly affected in our community because we knew that there was a rough time there, and so we still have that food bank. We reach out to those families that we know are struggling, but anybody has reached out. Um, you know, during the fall, we held a barbecue, right, and anybody was welcome. And we are looking at doing those things. We know that that yes, we are an educational institution, but we know that we are a part of this community and we care about this community. And I think we try to be good stewards of the community, whether we by keeping our facilities clean, by um, uh, trying to get our students to see other parts of the community. Right? I think our kids live here, and we want them to be proud of here. And so, like, how do we celebrate that? And I think that's what we're continuing to do. Um, and the greater community of Cedar Rapids, right? Like we, our kids performed at Crafted, and our fourth graders did this amazing poetry thing, and the rest of there were people there. Yes, there were our families there, but there were people who were there to buy coffee, and they stayed and watched our kids perform and saw our kids do a poetry night or a poetry night during the day. And so this building is making a positive impact every day in some way, shape, or form because we are asking our kids to be safe, kind, and ready to learn. And that means not just here, but that means everywhere else. Because that's what our kids can do.
I like that. Not only are you just an educational institution here in the community, but you are so much more. So that just shows that the the amazing impact that you have on the community in and of itself. Um, let me ask you again to remind us again. What it is that keeps you up at night, and what is it that makes you smile every day?
So now, because I got a little emotional, I can do it without. I think what keeps me up at night is this, like the kids, like knowing that I have families who reach out to me at all hours of the day and night with different things about their students and about what's going on in their life, and so that keeps me up at night wondering, am I doing enough? Is our building doing enough? What can we do? Knowing that resources are tight, that's what keeps me up at night. But what makes me come to school every day and puts a smile on my face every day is these students. Um, whether it be they love the joke of the day, wanting to know what the joke of the day is, to singing a song with kindergartners about apple pie. Who knew? Um, that's what brings a smile to my day. You know, when we have some students who are struggling and being able to talk with them and find out what was the reason that they were struggling, and then be able to say to them, you're a smart kid, you're a great kid, right? There's no bad kids here at Johnson Steam Academy, right? There are kids who make some bad choices. I don't believe there's no such thing as a bad kid. But to get to remind our students that, and that our kids are worthy of greatness, I think that's what keeps me going every day, and that brings a smile to my face every day when I see kids smile and I see them learning. And you know like we talked about the student teaming and student discourse, when I hear them talk about Don Quixote, right, and saying why, talking about that, and um, our kids are going to do amazing things in this community and in this world. That's what brings a smile to my face every day.
Remind me one more time. You were talking about um, children being able to respectfully disagree with each other, and still continue on with the conversation or whatever might be going on. Just kind of touch on that again so that our audience can get a feel for what that's like.
Yeah, so through instructional empowerment, we've adopted the model of instruction. And so we look at how can we set our students up in a way that they are able to know the content, but then be able to discuss. And so what that comes with is the training of the teachers. And what I love about this staff is that we have a destination vision of greatness here, right? And that what that means is that we have effective teaching in every classroom, student teaming and discourse, art integration, as well as student empowerment. And so when we know we have those four pieces are part of our destination vision, this staff has adopted that belief with me. And so they have worked with their students on how to talk to one another, how to be able to disagree about content. But then we also see it in other situations, right? That this doesn't have to just be in the classroom. This could be on the playground. This can be in the line. This can be, hopefully, right? Hopefully, it can take them outside of here. But yeah, so teachers work with the students on the skills of having conversation. We know that that's something, some people will call it soft skills, some people will call it just how to be a human. And our teachers are working through that plan, are working through that learning, and then helping our students do it. And it's when you see a kindergartner say to someone, I disagree with you, but, right, it's not, I'm mad at you.
Right.
It's literally, no, I disagree with you, but, and then how do they talk about that? I mean, that's,
and then explain but,
and explain but.
why they disagree, yes. And that is amazing to see happen for little children, right?
Right. Yes.
Little children usually tend to, once they get frustrated or annoyed, they tend to show signs of anger, right?
Right.
But to have somebody to be able to have a child, a kindergartner, a first grader, or something like that, to be able to do that is an amazing accomplishment, right. I would think, personally. Let me ask you, for the people that live in the community, uh, like parents like myself, I have two children that attend here. But for the people that live around the school and people who have parents who have children that attend the school, how can we support the school? What can we do to help support the school?
I think keep showing up. I think getting involved with the school, whether it be coming to our STEAM nights, reading your emails, continuing to send your great kids here. I think that's the thing. Like, we need our kids here every day to learn. So attendance is huge. I think finding those opportunities and understanding people have jobs and things like that. So it's not always easy to do those things. But then, like, we do have a family partnership team, which is our version of PTA. We have that every other month, showing up for those opportunities. We know there's a lot of things going on in the district, showing up for board meetings to share your support, even if it's in silence, but it's still showing your support that you support our building and you support these kids and staff. I think those are the things that you can do. Read to your child every night. Your grandson is attempting to reach you. Reading to your child every night for 20 minutes. That's another thing that you could do. And I think, really looking at how can we be partners. Because that's the thing. This is a partnership. The school can't do it on their own. We know families can't do it on their own either. And so how can we be partners in our children's futures?
Where can we go to find out when there are like meetings to attend to and stuff like that? Where can we go to find that information?
I know. So we do send out a weekly. It's called the New News Newsletter, the JSA New News Newsletter. That comes out weekly through Seesaw, Infinite Campus and School Messenger. So that would be the best place because that's always where it's posted. We could probably do a better job of, maybe in our entryway having upcoming events. And so now that I said that, we're going to start doing that. But like that's definitely something that we can do a better job of making sure that people understand that you're always welcome in the school because it has to be a partnership. But obviously, we want it to be in a way that helps your student, right? Because sometimes some of our students need our parents to not come in, right? Some of our kindergartners who need to kind of let go. But otherwise, like there are opportunities. I'm reaching out to Ms. Rebecca D'Souza, who is our volunteer coordinator. She can help you, like you want to help with lunch and things like that. She can get you on that list. And do that. I really need to reach out to her because nobody's coming to make books. Right. I haven't been in a while. I should probably rectify that before the end of February. Yeah. Yes, you should. Yeah. All right. You are a principal, and I'm pretty sure you have a lot to do. A lot to care about that, so I'm not going to take too much more of your time. Please, we have a meeting coming up Monday. Yep. 5:30 at the ELSC. 5:30 at the ELSC. If your children come, if your children attend Johnson County, please be at this meeting. If your niece, nephew, cousin attends Johnson County, please come to this meeting. If your friends, children, or your godchildren attend Johnson County, please come to this meeting. If you have ever heard of Johnson County, please come to this meeting. We'd love to have you there. We definitely need as much support as we can get. So please come out and show your support. Thank you.